am so thrilled and excited for this kickoff call of the collaboration room inside Substack. And so let me know if you are new to me or if you've been a part of my world in one way or another. But today is the kickoff. It is the kickoff to the collaboration room inside Substack. And this is the beginning of a new way that we truly get to connect, right? That we get to collaborate and grow together inside of Substack. And I've had the collaboration room for about 6 months now, and this has brought it to a new level of excitement. And I want to share all about it because, my goodness, this Substack alone is an opportunity for us to amplify our voices even further. And whether you've been in my world for a while or new here because we've just met through Substack, just know that you're here for a reason. We have connected for a reason. I truly believe that. I feel that in my soul that every connection that I make on Substack or in any other place, it's for a reason. And I have created not only my publication, Voices of Influence, here on Substack, but the collaboration room in a very intentional way, right? So I want us to just take a moment and really arrive here to this place. I am just celebrating. So, as the kickoff call here for the collaboration room is my paid tier. But today, because I am in this celebration mode, everybody is invited, right? But I want to just really kick this off, and I would love for you to introduce yourself in the chat. I see a lot of familiar faces. Dr. Tanya, yes, from the Soul Line Network. I'm going to have to touch on that a little bit. And then I saw we had earlier, I can't scroll here on my chat. So Nancy and Maria. So thank you. Tell me in the chat where you are tuning in from. Drop your publication if you have one already, and let us know what type of collaboration and visibility you desire, because we're kicking it off just the way that it's intended, right? To start to connect and get to know one another. So let me know. But for those that are new to the collaboration room, new to me, I just want to share a little bit about what the collaboration room really is, why I created it, and why I'm so thrilled of transitioning it here into Substack, because it has lived in another space. It's lived in Kajabi, in a community there, but this is the opportunity to just amplify our voices together. And this space is for members who are ready and are ready in that space to collaborate, right? And in a way that feels aligned, in a way that feels supportive and expansive. Oh, Bianca from the Netherlands. Yes. Bianca says she just started her business as a soulpreneur. I love that. And finding out how I want to do my business. I love it. And this is how we get to support one another. Welcome, Bianca. The energetic projector. I am a projector. So little side note tangent. For those that are in human design, a lot of projectors that I've seen are loving Substack. And that's a topic for another day, but Substack to me just feels like home, just with so many things that we can do and create, which was a no-brainer as to why I transitioned the collaboration room in here. But again, the collaboration room the intention is simple, and it's to move from doing anything alone to really move into a space of co-creation, right? With powerful, aligned people. Dr. Tanya is the soul chiropractor. It fits me well. It does. And Dr. Tanya is one of our guest experts in the Soul Online Network. And again, I'll talk about that later, but she had some beautiful, beautiful event last week that I'm going to invite everyone to to join and watch. And then we've got Nancy. I help new solopreneurs work on their business so they get to multiple six figures. I love that. I love to have you here, Nancy, another guest expert inside the Soul Align Network, which is a community that I have on Facebook. But because we are here together, and again, the collaboration room, like I said, it's a place where we get to co-create in a powerful, aligned way, right? Because being in the right rooms matter. And our voices don't just grow, they actually multiply because we are connected with people that truly feel aligned, right? And I am not into forcing anything anymore. I am moving in the direction that I feel called to. I am moving in the direction that feels good inside my body. And this move was instant. I knew I had to bring it here. But I want to just tell you a little bit more of, why I brought it into Substack. And I've kind of touched a little bit about that. And then what the collaboration room actually unlocks. So when I said that bringing the collaboration room into Substack was very intentional, it was very intentional. So I've had the collaboration room for over 6 months, and we have monthly gatherings on a specific topic where we get to connect and share, and I'll go into that here in a moment, but it's really a space where we support one another, right? And when I came onto Substack and saw all the different possibilities to further expand our voices and do it in such a simplified way, I knew that bringing the collaboration room into Substack was going to be one of those things that was going to create such a ripple and amplify so many of our voices further. Why? Because we can just repurpose and co-create so beautifully in this space. And I'll give you one example, right? Well, I might be getting a little bit ahead of myself here, but here on Substack, when I come in, I can create this live video. From it, I can create an article. From it, I can automatically, push it through to YouTube, to a podcast, co-creating articles together and lives together. And the opportunities are endless. And so inside the collaboration room, you're not just creating and writing like we do here on Substack. You are actually being witnessed. You're being shared by other members, and you're being expanded through community. And that's how it is. For me, it's about collaboration through community. That is the new currency. You will hear me talk about that a lot as well. Collaboration and community is the new currency because we are not here to do things alone. Yes, we are in this era where it's about amplifying our individual voices, but we're in an era where we get to amplify our individual voice, our message collectively. We get to do it together because no one is meant to do anything alone. So here is how we flow within the collaboration room and how things will flow moving forward. Now, we gather every month, the second Monday of the month at 10 a.m. Pacific. What is that? 1 p.m. Eastern. And wherever you are out in the world, you will have to figure out the time difference there. But we gather each month inside the collaboration room, and these calls are to connect. It's to collaborate and really to support each other with the things that you are already building, right? And members inside the collaboration room will also have access to the chat, the Substack chat. And that is going to be a part of the bigger experience inside this space. And the chat will be enabled as soon as this live ends. But the chat is only for our members inside the collaboration room, because the chat is really the space where we get to to connect further, right? This is where conversations are going to happen in real time. This is where opportunities are shared, where really the collaborations begin. And let me just give you a little bit of the deeper purpose behind the collaboration room. And really, this is where we co-create instead of compete. This is co-creation over competition. And if you've been in my world long enough, you know that I don't believe in competition. I know that we could be doing the exact same thing, serving the exact same people, and I will have my people and you will have your people, because we are built differently, because we communicate differently, because we attract differently. And so I am never intimidated, afraid, scared, whatever you want to call it, with other people that are doing the exact same things, because every single one of us already has our people. And that is the beautiful part about co-creating, that we get to co-create and still attract our individual people, right? Dr. Tanya says, it is survival of the community, not survival of the fittest. Yes, I love that. So co-creation over competition is one of the real meanings behind the collaboration room. The other thing is visibility through alignment. What do I mean by that? We are connecting with the other members inside the collaboration room. We get to find common interest and start those conversations, right? And when I say visibility through alignment is, we're going to have so many people in the collaboration room. I know that. And yes, the prior space already had over 100 members. And, there is that period of transition, plus all the new members that we're going to get here through Substack. But as we transition that community of all the other members here, there are going to be people that you just don't connect with. You have nothing in common, and that's okay, right? That's okay, because the purpose of collaborating in alignment is that it has to feel good to you. And you can be serving the same audience in different ways, and that may feel aligned, right? But the idea is that you have to feel into it. Don't just collaborate for collaborate if it just doesn't feel genuine, if you don't feel the connection there. So it is visibility through alignment. You connect, you see if it feels good. And when I say it feels good, it's you walk away from a conversation excited, to get to know more about the person. Resonance and vibration. Yes, Dr. Tanya, that's what it is. It is connecting. It is feeling one another's energy. And that's not going to happen with everyone. We know that, right? So this is where you have to be intentional as well and get to know other people, other members in the community. This is also about amplifying each other's voices, right? Members of the collaboration room, please go in and follow one another, right? You can start by following one another. And if their content resonates with you, subscribe, engage, be thoughtful, support one another through, thoughtful comments, restacking their notes or articles, connecting with them. The ways of connecting or supporting, I should say, one another are just endless, right? A like is a support. A comment, a thoughtful comment is support. Everything is support when you do it from a space of alignment, when you do it from a place of intention and just from your heart. That's what I'm saying. Just do it from your heart. Don't do it because you just want somebody to follow you back. Don't do it or subscribe back to you. Do it because you feel it. Because what they wrote, the comment they made, that there was something about it that really connected with you. And it may not be the whole thing, right? Maybe you didn't even get through the whole article, but there was something that was read. You read one sentence and you felt it. Say that, share that with them. Now, The other part that I am very excited about is the podcast. Again, I've had, this is another thing I just have to say about Substack. I have had multiple podcasts, and I say multiple podcasts, different names. And the very first one I created, it's been a couple years ago. It's probably still out on Spotify and all the different podcast platforms. It's the Latina Growth Journey podcast, and that was really focused on Latinos and Latinas specifically. That was who our guests were. And for me, I like easy. Anybody that knows, I like easy. If things start to get like multiple steps and all this, then I lose interest. I love connecting with people. I love writing. I love publishing. I love speaking. But the back end process, not so much, the tech and all that. Now, I then shifted and I said, I want easy. So right now, the people that have been on the podcast, we have it on YouTube and it's through the Solo Line Network. It's been our guest experts there. We record it. It is on YouTube. Then I went a step further and I said, we're just doing this live. We are doing the podcast live because it just feels easier. Less steps, the recording, the uploading, and all that. Less steps. Then we come in here into Substack. And you guys, the possibilities are endless. And we're kicking off the podcast this week as well. This is a week of celebration, I'm telling you. And what I want to say to you or share with you is that if you have not considered sharing your voice, opening your own, starting your own podcast, or maybe you have one, it is the easiest thing to do here on Substack. So what we'll be doing is we are now moving into the launch of the Voices of Influence podcast. And it's going to be here. The beautiful part is our paid members, so our members of the collaboration room, are going to be the first to be invited into this space, the first to be able to connect. There's always so many people that want to be guests on my podcast, and we're going to start with our members of the collaboration room. And what does this mean? It means that we get to come on. We get to record our episode together. And from there, we're also going to amplify our voices, not only by having it on the podcast. And what I mean by that is it'll be on YouTube and it automatically goes into Spotify and Apple and all those podcast platforms. We're also going to turn every podcast into an article here in Substack. And these are articles where not only have I featured someone on my podcast, now we get to do it in writing. And it's really taking the content of that episode and really putting it into an article, right? And this is such a beautiful way to support one another, right? This is exactly why the collaboration room exists, because we get to do things together that are going to have a ripple effect, right? Why is my publication Voices of Influence? Because I believe that every single one of us is here to make a difference in our own ways, right? And so when we get to share our voices, we get to make an impact on other people. That is why this publication exists. This is why the top 50 Voices of Influence virtual stage exists. This is why the Voices of Influence collaboration book exists. And if you're seeing this, it's writing, it's speaking, it's the audio, it's everything, because we're here to amplify voices. I know I am here in this world to support women, to support members of the collaboration room, and expanding and sending their message further. And this is why I am so passionate about this space. This is why I'm so excited about Substack, because we get to do this in a space where let's say, for example, one podcast episode that we record gets to be shared in multiple spaces in the podcast platform. It automatically gets uploaded into YouTube. It automatically creates reels for you. Substack automatically creates graphics for you. You just take them, right? We create a article out of it to further amplify your voice, to further share our messages. Easy. You can take that and then repurpose it automatically into other platforms: Facebook, Instagram, LinkedIn. Do you guys see the power of this? The power of our collective voices? And inside the collaboration room, we're only going to expand that, right? Now, my publication, right? So, Voices of Influence, I just want to share a little bit, because this is also going to feed into the podcast. And when I say feed, I mean inside my publication, I talk about midlife. I talk about exploring midlife in alignment in the areas of health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and personal power. I also talk about conversations. I should say these are all going to be conversations, and my desire is for all our guests to really share your thought leadership, right? But it's also about conversations on collaboration and community. So my publication, I share with you anything related, conversations I bring to you, or articles I bring to you, topics I bring to you are around the areas of collaboration, community, exploring midlife, and also the topics of how we are individually, exploring midlife in those areas of life. And I call those the 5 core areas of life: health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and personal power, because those directly connect with my other community that I'll share very briefly here about. But if you are a member of the collaboration room, if you join us here inside the collaboration room, then these are the topics that you're invited to speak about. And I know that everyone will be able to connect with one of those, and just bring your wisdom, whatever it may be. But those members inside the collaboration room are going to be the first to receive an invitation. Now, each month, if you're wondering, okay, so what else do we do in the collaboration room? It is intentional, right? We gather once a month, like I said earlier. And in the past, we have had themes and opportunities for our members to be spotlighted, right? And this is where you get to share what you're working on. You tell us your vision. Let us know how we can support you. Let us know who you're wanting to collaborate with, right? So inside the collaboration room, we're going to have signups for the spotlights, and these will happen inside the chat. So as we get closer to the second Monday of the month, there's going to be a specific thread where if you want to be spotlighted during our live, then you get to sign up, right? And we get to do the, spotlight several people so that we can connect further. The only thing I don't really like is that part of, in Zoom, I can see, we can see multiple people, and we can come off mute. This is going to be a little bit different, but as we go, we will, find all the different ways that we can further enhance this. But we've also had different themes throughout the months, right? And I'll just share some of the themes this year. In January, we focused on visibility and expansion. It was the visibility expansion month, right? And that was a month where we came on, we shared, anybody who had podcasts. So we did podcast swaps, or Instagram, Facebook, before coming into Substack, lives, guest interview exchange. So now we get to do that here, right? Because this helps us build when we plan in advance, it helps us build our calendar for the remainder of the quarter, the year, however you like to plan. So when we are strategic about how the collaboration room is built, it's so that you can start to build out your calendar for the year, right? And in Substack, that means, you know, doing joint lives, doing podcasts together, doing articles together. These are the different things that are going to expand your visibility because you get to tap into your co-creators audience as well. And on Substack, I mean, Substack is still organic, right? Where not only do your subscribers get to see your content. Now, if we're talking about the paid tier and your paid subscribers, then you are exclusive, and you'll see that when you're publishing, it's exclusive for those members. But anything else that you wish to share, you share it with your subscribers, but it's also being fed into the world of Substack where other people can find you organically. A lot of the people that have subscribed to me are because they found me just on the thread. And so this is truly the only space out there, excuse me, where you still have that organic reach. One second. And so why not take advantage of this beautiful space, right? Where we can continue to do that. Now, quickly, February, we focused on a co-creation month, and really, if you already know some of the members, how can you co-create different things, right? I co-created some series together, had a couple members, and we served the same audience in a slightly different way. And we did a series on a specific topic. And you can explore whatever it means here. It could be just an article or a live, whatever it may be, but be intentional about it, right? Be intentional on how it will serve each of you. Last month, we focused on a cross-promotion month. And members that were inside the collaboration room, we shared what we were working on this month. And you walk away with several people, 4 or 5, whoever you connect with, and they share your offers. They share your work. So when I'm talking about the collaboration room and the space is for us to support one another, that is truly what it is. For example, March, I walked away out of the meeting that I hosted, the call that I hosted, with every member in there saying they would share what I had. And of course, when someone's going to share whatever it is that you're working on, you want to be prepared. You send them a graphic, you send them exactly the copy that you want them to share. But this is why we exist. This is why the collaboration room exists, right? So you're not doing anything alone. People are sharing your work. You're sharing the work of others from a place of alignment. And you share it openly because they're not competition. They're not. Now, what else do I want to say? I mean, I'm just thrilled because the opportunities here on Substack and bringing the collaboration room here, the opportunities are absolutely endless, right? And the collaboration room truly becomes a living, breathing space, not just something that you watch, but something that you get to be a part of, right? And if growth and connection and expansion are on your list, this is the room for you. Truly, there is nothing like this out there. I have not seen it, and this is the reason why I created it several months ago, because I was looking for a space where it's very intentional and we are truly there to support one another, right? And I get it. Sometimes you will join a call and maybe you don't have an offer or something that you're working on and you just want to see how you're going to support. You just maybe want to tune in to see who you feel connected to as people share. And that's fine too, right? But knowing that reciprocity is also important. Now, If you are on Substack, if you want to join the collaboration room, this is the paid tier, and you will see that you can have subscribers that are free and they won't have access to the collaboration room. And then you have your paid tier, and they could be monthly paid subscribers or annual. And for all of you who subscribe to the annual membership inside the collaboration room, it gets even better, right? You will have the opportunity to be featured as a guest expert inside the Soul Align Network, which is my global community. And I mentioned it just a little bit ago because I see that there's also several people here that are a part of the Soul Align Network. And so what is the Soul Align Network? That is a community, a growing global community inside Facebook. So if you have Facebook, that is something that you would be invited to. And so let me just kind of do two parts to this. If you join the collaboration room as an annual member, that's where you will also have the opportunity to be featured as a guest expert inside the Soul Align Network. Again, Facebook community. And this opens yet another layer of visibility, right? Of leadership, of connection. So the paid tier, you can either do $15 a month or it's $97 for the whole year. $97 of you coming to a space where you can actually co-create, connect, elevate. Easy, right? Now, if you are currently a monthly member and you want to upgrade, then you can do that today and also be able to be a guest expert inside the Soul Align Network. So quickly, I'll just take a couple minutes just to share about the Soul Align Network. This is my global community inside Facebook. So if you have Facebook and you're interested in also being a guest expert, you can unlock that by being an annual subscriber. The Soul Align Network is a community that I created because I have a passion and a desire for people to find their voice, find their purpose from an aligned space, right? And as I mentioned earlier, the same topics that I talk about here in Voices of Influence are the same pillars, if you will, of the Soul Align Network. Inside the Soul Align Network, I bring in guest experts that talk about health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and personal power, right? And we have guest experts that come in and speak on these topics. The community is free. Again, it's my way of giving back, right? Twofold. My way of giving back to members who are looking to find alignment in their life. Because we all know that if one area of your life is off, it automatically will impact other areas of life. And today you may feel like your health is out of alignment. So you can always tune in. Mondays are health. We have a library from previous guest experts where you can always come in and tune in. And I always say, I don't know everything. I do not intend to want to be an expert in all those areas, which is why I like to collaborate and bring in experts that do. Experts that will come and share their wisdom and their knowledge on their specific area of expertise: health, wealth, love, or relationships, spirituality, and personal power, right? And it also gives members the opportunity to tune in to different coaches, different healers, different experts, because everybody learns differently, everybody connects differently. And how beautiful to be able to bring guest experts with completely different backgrounds, completely different services, but all within those areas. And so those are the pillars around the work that I do, right? You want to share your voice? Then yes, we can do that in so many different ways, but I love to focus on health, wealth, relationships, spirituality, and personal power. That's what I talk about in my publication. Those are the guest experts that I bring into the Soul Align Network. And those are also the topics that we get to connect and amplify and further explore on the podcast. And inside the collaboration room as well. So again, for anyone who either upgrades to the annual pass or the annual membership, you will unlock that opportunity to be a guest expert inside the Soul Align Network. Now, there's one thing that I really want to anchor into here. And the collaboration room is a space where we all participate, right? Yes, you'll receive collaboration opportunities from me. That is the one thing that I always say. My guest experts and members of the collaboration room are always the first to get invitations, private invitations from me on different opportunities, right? But my desire is also that you bring opportunities into the room, right? That you share, that you connect, that you support each other. Because this is where the shift happens, right? It's in reciprocity, it's in integrity, it's in alignment. And this is truly where the meaning of collaboration and community becomes that new currency. That's where that comes from, right? When we all participate collectively, we collaborate in community, it becomes the new currency because that is the way that we are moving into. This is the new era. Everybody in their individual voice. So no more silencing your voice, no more trying to fit in. This is you in your individuality, sharing your gifts in a collective space, right? I will support you. I will share your voice. I will amplify your voice because that is part of my purpose to help individuals really recognize who they are, to stop dimming their light, to go out and share, to go out and really allow people to receive what you're here to give into this world. Because so many people really, out of fear, out of so many things, but I want to say fear is the biggest one, imposter syndrome, all these things. Nobody needs you to be perfect. They just need you to be who you are. We're done with perfectionism. We're done with things trying to be, polished. People want real. And this is what we're here to bring. We're here to bring real conversations, real connection, real collaboration in the most authentic, genuine way. This is why I stopped editing my episodes on the podcast. This is why I stopped editing my voice. It's like, no, this is who people are going to connect with, right? If people feel unprepared to do the things, it's because we see so much, polish, so much perfectionism. No, we're going to stop with that. People connect with you and your real voice and just your authenticity. So when you get to share that, when you get to do that openly and vulnerably as you desire, that's where the true connection happens. That's where you unlock where people get to see who you are. Not that polished version that we all, want to put out there because, we do. We want to be polished. And I'm not saying just go, loosey goosey, whatever. Yes, still have your structure and everything, but just allow yourself to be seen. Allow yourself to be heard in your voice. Nothing else, right? So I want to, for anybody who has joined after, tell us again, drop your publication. If you have a publication, drop it here in the chat. Let us know what kind of collaborations and or visibility you desire. And let's start connecting, with each other. If you have any questions, drop any questions here on the chat. Tell me if you've been a member of the collaboration room, if this is new to you, and if you're excited. Tell me in the chat what you're thinking right now. And, just this place where we're going to just fully blossom. I love it. So let me know on that. And if you're here on Substack, it's because your voice is ready for more. And I am going to close with an invitation. I already invited you all into the collaboration room if you're not a member, because this is the kickoff call, and it's being shared with all as a kickoff call. But for the woman who feels ready to expand her voice further, to share your message in a bigger way, I want to invite you onto the top 50 Voices of Influence Women in Alignment virtual stage. This is my virtual event that is happening this June, 15th through the 19th. And I am inviting women to speak in the areas of health, wealth, love, and personal power. And this is a stage where your voice will meet visibility at a different level. This is going to be an event where our keynote speakers are going to be streaming live on TV, right? They're going to be streaming live inside the $1 Million Network on Roku, Amazon Fire, and Apple TV. All of our keynote speakers, excuse me, their episode is also going to become a part of my TV series, upcoming TV series, also called Voices of Influence, because this is a movement, this is a mission, right? And so if you are ready to take your voice to a different level, take it onto TV, take it to a space where there's over 374 million people that will have access to it, this invitation is for you. Those are keynote speakers. We also have our speakers, right? That we will, also amplify your voices. And like I said, this is where your voice meets visibility at a different level, right? This is where the collaborations begin and where you have the opportunity to reach far beyond this space. Because not only is this going to be a virtual event in June, just so you know, the speakers are going to be the ones to share their medicine and their wisdom with you. But as attendees, you're also going to be able to come in 3 weeks prior and be a part of the networking events and the networking mixers that are going to be so full of wisdom, because you're going to be able to connect not only with the speakers, but also other attendees. More on that. But this invitation is for you to become a speaker and join the stage, the top 50 Voices of Influence stage. And I'm going to drop the link here in the chat for you. I see a couple people here that are already speakers. All right. So if you haven't stepped into that, onto that stage, if you are contemplating it, connect with me, right? But this is going to be a stage that is going to amplify your voice further. So I've dropped the link there for you to step into the stage, the top 50 Voices of Influence stage. And I just want to say thank you. Thank you so much for being here, for tuning in, for those that are catching it live. I look forward to connecting with anyone who catches the replay. Let me know if you are already a part of the collaboration room or if you plan on joining. Remember, this is our kickoff call. We are bringing the collaboration room into Substack, into a space where we are going to amplify our voices further, where the members of the collaboration room, we're going to meet. It's once a month, the second Monday of every month at 10 a.m. Pacific, 12 Central, 1 p.m. Eastern. There is a chat that will be activated immediately after this call. The podcast launches this week, and the members of the collaboration room are the first to be invited in to share their voice there on that stage as well. We're going to amplify your voice through the podcast. We're going to amplify it through articles. We're going to support one another. And if you're really like, I am amped and I just want to, elevate my voice further, also remember, annual members will unlock that guest expert experience. You can be guest experts inside the Soul Line Network. And women, if you are ready to step onto that stage, top 50 Voices of Influence is it. Join that stage, join the space that is going to amplify your voice even further. I just want to say thank you once again. I am excited. I'll be welcoming and we'll begin opening up the signups for the podcast and everything that we have here. If you have any questions, feel free to drop them in the chat. Send me a DM. I would love to connect with you. I just want to say thank you to everyone once again. I mean, I don't get tired of saying thank you because I am so excited for everything that we are going to create inside this room, the collaboration room. All right. Until next time, I love you. I can't wait to connect with each of you, and I can't wait to amplify each of our voices. Until next time, goodbye.